Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video on the channel. Today is Sunday. Haven't had to go through a Giants loss just yet. I'm sure it's coming later today, but was able to watch an awesome race today from F1, Max Verstappen winning the World Championship. If you guys don't watch F1, I would recommend going to watch the highlights. It's absolutely entertaining. Big Max Verstappen supporter. Congratulations to Max and to anyone that watches the sport and supports him. But anyways, we're not going to talk about that today. We're here to focus on stocks. So we're looking at the futures today. NASDAQ, S&P, Dow. What did it do last week? What are the technicals? What do we have to watch out for this week? Coming into this week, we have an FOMC statement. We have Jerome Powell. So that could definitely affect where we go. We have to constantly be aware of what's on the economic calendar. And then after we talk all about that, we're going to look at 5 stocks that I like into next week. So with all that said, let's go ahead and jump into this video. Press that like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and if you want to hang out in the pre-market live streams, press the bell down below. Make sure you know when I go live. It's every single weekday, Monday through Friday, if the market is open, starting at 8 a.m. All right, guys, so as usual, we're going to start here on the NASDAQ daily chart. We're going to look at the futures, NASDAQ, Dow, S&P, then talk a little bit about some hot sectors that I like into next week, some that were very strong last week, and then finally 5 specific stocks that I like the technicals on. Now, of course, when we get into those 5 specific stocks, it's going to be very contingent on what this overall market does, so let's go ahead and take a look at it. NASDAQ, as you guys know, has been pretty sideways since November the 5th. We have basically been at the same level within about a 200-300 point range here on the NASDAQ for about a month and a half. So it's been a very indecisive, very questionable time in the market. A lot of people waiting to see what happens next. The same way me and you may be waiting to see what happens here is the same way everyone else is. A lot of indecision, a lot of question marks, and no one wants to be the first one to react here. That's sort of what it seems like. We want to see and wait what the reaction is. Probably to this Wednesday's news, FOMC minutes, Jerome Powell press conference. So we need to be aware of that potential news, that potential market moving news into this week, which is on Wednesday. So it's a very sideways time in the market. We're basically at the same level for about an entire month. If you disregard this little virus scare that came into the market that quickly got recovered, we've been exactly sideways within this 16,115 and 16,400, about a 400 point range, depending on sort of the wicks that you use here on the market, but it has been very strong in this range. If we go to the 4-hour chart, we can see this range a little bit better, guys. Here we go. 4-hour chart, you are going to be looking at both the bottom support and top resistance on the NASDAQ, 16,100 to 16,400, about a 300 point range here, guys, that has been holding for about a month now. So you can see a lot of support coming in again on Friday, and you can see a ton of resistance up here around 16.4 that we continue to reject. So at this point, guys, what can I really say? What can I do to advise someone out there on this market? All I can really say is wait to see what the reaction on Wednesday is. That's my honest opinion. I think you need to be careful here. I don't think it's a good time to put on a ton of risk. You're trading sideways. You're in a channel. Your best guess is as good as my best guess, which is as good as someone else's best guess. What happens here on the market? You have Wednesday news, economic news, which we all know, some people that do technical analysis, economic news can invalidate technicals. As much as I love the hold here at 16.1 and as clear as the resistance is, Wednesday's news, FOMC minutes, whatever Jerome Powell has to say can definitely invalidate all of that. So do you really want to be putting on a lot of risk into an unknown event like Wednesday? Me personally, guys, and for anyone that watches my channel, I will always be on the side of caution. And right now, I just don't see the reason to be putting on massive risk on the table. Maybe you try to trade within this channel, but I just don't know which direction this market is ready to go just yet. What I will say is that whichever direction that we do go, I think the continuation carries on most likely into the next week, maybe even into the next year, right? 2022 into January. So if we start to see this breakout right on the market, we get this 16.4 break. Jerome Powell has some good things to say. The market likes what he has to say. I think you get that continuation. I think you get a strong breakout, and I think you continue. I think this is a long channel that wants to be broken eventually, and whenever we do break it, I think that continuation comes in. Whether it's the upside breakout or the downside breakdown, I think it is an extended move after such long of a consolidation period. So guys, unfortunately, I can't predict the future. I can't tell you where this market's going to go. But what I could tell you is that you can just be patient, wait for Wednesday, wait to see what that reaction is to that Fed meeting, to the Fed news, to Jerome Powell's press conference, and strike on the opportunity of the direction that we start to move. Look for that continuation into Thursday, into Friday, into next week. Focus on that continuation. Which sectors get hot, which sectors get cold. Just keep an eye on Wednesday. It is a crucial day, and I think it will decide the direction here for the market, potentially into end of year. That's the NASDAQ. Next one is the ES. It's in a very similar situation, guys, right? ES is in a similar situation. However, the situation is a little bit higher. It's just right at all-time highs, right? So if we go to the NASDAQ, you can see we had this peak of around 16.6. And if you look at the ES, we are right there at all-time highs. Basically, just about 20, 30 points off all-time highs if you include this wick high here back on the 22nd of November. So I like the technicals on the ES. You guys can see it's a very clean little break and retest, turning previous resistance right here into support. I like that. I like seeing previous resistance. I'll show you once again. We had previous support. I'll show you. I'll go ahead and draw this out. We had support, right? Support here, support here. It turned into resistance. And when it broke, it came back. The market came back and turned that resistance into support. That is bullish. Now, I like to see the bullish technical analysis, but I cannot ignore the fact that Wednesday could totally invalidate everything that I'm looking at here on the market. So do I go here and take long positions because I like the SPY technicals? I don't think it's time for that. I think it's a little bit foolish. I think you have to be careful of what Wednesday brings. As much as we love the technicals on this channel, as much as I am a proponent for technical analysis, I cannot lead you in the wrong direction and just say, ignore Wednesday, technicals look good, all's good. That's just foolish. Can't be like that. We have to understand that Wednesday could be, trend changing for this market. However, I will say technicals, in my opinion, look bullish. I like to hold there at 46.60. It's a perfect break and retest. And if we break these highs on the ES, I think we continue higher. Finally, the Dow, which I think is the strongest of the three right now, particularly from Wednesday or from Friday. Friday, we saw healthcare and we saw retailers, very strong, a lot of Dow strength on Friday. Those are the two sectors that we're going to touch on in today's video. Healthcare and retailers were killer on Friday, and we saw that Dow outperformance. Now, what environment could we see where the Dow starts to outperform just a little bit? I think it could be if the Fed goes against growth names a little bit. If they get a little bit hawkish on the interest rates, and that affects growth stocks, tech stocks, high growth names that need that interest rate to be lower, I think you could see a little bit of rotation into some Dow names, into some industrials, into some safety, some banks as well, financials. That helps the Dow. So does the Dow outperform if we start to see some of this talk come out of the Fed on Wednesday? Is the Dow something that wins that conversation? It's worth watching. You have 36,000 here on the Dow, which could be a very nice little breakout area. Do you get that hold? Do you get that push on the Dow? Do you get that outperformance? I would be looking at those guys. Make sure you're watching the NASDAQ versus the Dow, S&P versus the Dow. Look at that rotation. See if you see any of it, because Friday was definitely strong for the Dow. We definitely saw some of that money starting to flow in. So to recap the futures for you guys, the futures technicals look good to me. I like the analysis on the futures. I like the TA on the futures. However, Wednesday's there. It's a big sore thumb right in the way, and we need to be aware of it. So in my opinion, guys, this week, Monday and Tuesday, take it slow. Make sure you're not carrying too much risk on the portfolio. Wait to see what happens Wednesday. Follow that reaction. Maybe we get some big moves on Thursday and Friday reacting to that news on Wednesday. So that's my plan on the futures. That's my plan this week. Let's go ahead and talk a little bit more about those hot sectors and then some individual names. All right, guys, so healthcare, the first sector that was very hot last week. I'm going to show you two names. UNH, which is on your chart here. This is the daily chart. As you guys may remember, I was in a UNH play, took a nice profit, but could have been much, much more. A little bit of a, sort of stings to see this. Caught it on this potential break and retest. The reason I didn't trust it too much is because we didn't actually retest this level. It came close and started to hold up. I took it off the idea of the Dow being a little bit strong. Stronger than the NASDAQ. We started to see a little bit of rotation. Took it off that idea, had a nice move. But, you can see this thing is through all-time highs, and it's absolutely killing it. UNH Healthcare, keep an eye on that. The next one, which I am still in, actually, is AbbVie. I've been in AbbVie since October of this year. I took some January call options in October. I took some 110 calls, which are heavily in the money now, and I'm actually considering exercising these. So I might make a video on this about me potentially exercising these contracts, but AbbVie, another healthcare name that has been very strong, and another one that I would be keeping an eye out next week, that healthcare sector. Next, retailers. Just going to quickly run through three names that were very strong last week. Costco, incredible move. Costco is an incredible stock. Look at this crazy move, man. This thing just continues to move higher, and I really like Costco. You can see it was a big candle on Friday, so you got to be a little bit careful when you have that big of a candle in a single day. Definitely some potential for pullback. However, look at Costco over the last year. It's been a crazy strong performer, and I think there is no reason this doesn't continue, especially if you see some of that Dow strength. So Costco, another one. If you see that retailer strength, Costco, another one I would be watching. Home Depot, I love the 410 hold on Home Depot. If you guys look here on the 4-hour chart, you can see this was resistance, 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 and resistance, some nasty resistance at 410, and it just double bottomed there at 410 this week. That is very strong. A double bottom at a previous quadruple top is a very strong technical factor. I would definitely look for Home Depot strength, especially with this retail move. And finally, you saw some money creep into Walmart. Now, if you guys are familiar with Walmart, you may know what I'm about to say. Walmart is a safety stock. When the market gets panicked, Walmart is almost always green on that day. It's very rare to see Walmart move lower with the market. I'm not saying it's 100%, but it is common to see Walmart act as a safety play, a safe haven stock, and we saw money flow into this thing on Friday. So I'm not saying it's sort of signaling anything, but Walmart strength on Friday, double bottom here, very nice. I would definitely watch this retailer name, Walmart, into next week. Those are the sectors, retailers, healthcare. Let's get into some individual names that I'm watching into next week. The first one has to be Microsoft. Microsoft is a killer stock here. Microsoft is a killer flag breakout on the daily chart. We're going to talk about Microsoft and we're going to talk about Apple. We're going to talk about them together. The reason I want to talk about Microsoft and Apple together, guys, I'm going to quickly give you a little bit of an idea here. I believe that people want their money in safe growth stocks. A lot of these growth stocks out there, you guys have started to see this. Stocks like Roku, Peloton, PayPal, Square, Affirm, Upstart, some of these high-flying growth names. There's a lot more to be named that just aren't coming to the top of the head. These are questionable growth, a little bit speculative growth. Business models aren't as strong as some others. But when you think of Apple and when you think of Microsoft, there is really just no question. I buy these stocks without even thinking. I think a lot of people do the same thing. Microsoft and Apple are not going anywhere. They continue to grow. They're just incredible stocks, incredible companies with an absolutely rock-solid business model. And I think that's where people want their money. Taking money out of PayPal, all these people that are invested in PayPal, in Square, in other tech names, in their, Baba, people seeing Baba get beat down. Where do you think this money's going? I think it is flowing into these rock-solid names like Apple and Microsoft, and I think that's why you continue to see these strong. You have to continue to watch these, I believe, in my opinion. Anyone that asks me where to put money in this market, I almost always tell them Apple and Microsoft. I don't think you can go wrong here, guys. I just don't think you should overcomplicate where to allocate risk, where to allocate money. These names are incredible. Of course, they are susceptible to downside. I'm not saying they're always going to go up, but these names are rock solid, as they always will be, in my opinion. That is my opinion. Do not invest off my opinions. I'm just offering, my ideas. But you guys can see these outperform, and they have been outperforming. Microsoft, killer flag breakout on Friday. And Apple, I mean, what else? I really don't have anything to say, guys. Apple was an absolute monster last week. As you guys know, I made about $2,500 on an Apple trade, and I don't even care to talk about how much I would have made. If you guys want to calculate it, I had 10 170 calls for 12/17 expiration, and I had them at about $1.75. Right now, I think they're trading at somewhere around $9. So it would have been awesome. That's hindsight. The reason I sold Apple is because traditionally, if the NASDAQ is weak, which we saw it be weak, Apple is weak as well. However, you can see the outperformance on Apple has been tremendous, and I don't think many people expected to see that. I certainly did it. The only thing that makes me happy is that I am a huge shareholder, and I continue to add shares, and that keeps me happy. So that's Apple, that's Microsoft. The next one I have for you is a chart that I continue to monitor, and that is Roblox. Here on the 4-hour chart, guys, I am watching this Roblox 4-hour, looking to see if we continue to hold this 115. We've held it about 5 times now. If we continue to hold 115, if we can break out of this flag, I definitely like the potential for a nice move on Roblox. So that is something I'm watching next week, 115 on Roblox. The next one I am watching is CRM. You guys can see CRM. I'm looking to see if CRM can break over 270. Now, this trade could go one of two ways. Let me go ahead and break this down for you. If we go out to the 4-hour chart, you guys are going to actually go to the daily. You're going to see we had this very nice little 250 level on CRM. So CRM right here, 250 level, previous resistance, turning into support after an earnings gap down. We moved higher. Where did we reject? We rejected right here at 270. A nice little double top at 270, and I think this is a very big point for this stock. If we get a strong market next week, I think you see CRM push above 270 into this gap fill, and if you see the market be weak next week, then I think you see CRM start to break down just like it did back here. You get that breakdown off 270. If you get a weak market next week, I think you get a breakdown on CRM. This is a very nice tradable area for CRM. It is clearly either a breakout of 270 or a very clean breakdown back to around 250. So I would watch CRM. I think it depends on what the market does, but I think you can trade this in either direction. The last one I have for you guys today is Snow. Snow is a little bit more speculative, but I like the earnings they had. I think it's holding up great. It held the 50, held the 100. It's starting to push higher. It's above the 20 now, 20 SMA. If you break 375, I think this thing gets going back up towards 400. That's what I'm watching on Snow. It's a Christmas rally. Let it snow. It makes sense, right? Don't trade off that advice, please. That's a total joke. But 375, I would like to see that break. And let's see if that occurs next week. So that's what I have for you guys today. Futures, some hot sectors, some individual names. Let's go ahead and wrap up this video. All right, guys, so that's what I have for you in today's video. The hot sectors, the futures analysis, some individual names. I hope this video helps you prepare for this coming week. If it did, press that like button. Consider sharing this video with some friends if you think that they can benefit from this type of analysis. If you guys want to join the Discord chat where I trade live, where we collaborate with many other very smart and very dedicated traders, make sure to check it out down below. It is the first link in the description. If you guys want to hang out in the pre-market live stream where I review all of this analysis every single morning at 8 a.m., make sure to press the bell down below so that you guys are alerted when I go live. With that said, thank you guys for watching. Thank you for all the support. Make sure you guys have a great rest of your week. Make sure to have those portfolios properly managed coming into Wednesday, and I hope to see you in the next one. Peace.